Hi, I'm Melanie Presikowski, Associate Dean for Admissions at the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine and Pediatric Emergency Physician at Carilion Clinic. Today, I'd like to spend a few moments talking about what it means to start a path to medicine as a high school student. All right. So here's the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine. And while I do have a short talk and link that you can go to see what makes our school unique, this is intended to be some good advice for people who are thinking about a potential field in medicine down the line. So first of all, congratulations. You're competing in the science fair at the state level. That shows that you're motivated, you are into inquiry and challenging yourself, and those are definitely good features in a future physician. Good luck. I'm also excited that you're considering a career in medicine. I have found medicine to just be a rewarding, challenging, fulfilling field, and hopefully we can help all of you achieve your goals. So most of you who are competing are in high school, and it is important to take classes that will prepare you to do well in undergraduate courses in the sciences. Now, there's no specific major you have to have in order to go to medical school, but you will be expected to take the MCATs. And those are aptitude tests that really look at your ability to cognitively reason, express yourself in writing, and some acumen in the sciences and mathematics. It's important to try to take AP classes or IB classes that show that you're challenging yourself when you're in high school. They also prepare you well for sciences at the undergraduate level. Now, grades are one piece of the puzzle, and for sure, it's important that you get good grades. Your classes and your grades show us that you're learning the basics and how to think. We want to see that you're learning to express yourself in writing and challenging yourself. Please try to develop good work habits and study skills. Learn how to manage your time. Seems like most of you are already making good use of the time that you have. It's also important to get involved in a lot of different types of things. Extracurricular activities can get you into the arts. They can have to do with athletics. They can be about serving your community or your school. Certainly, volunteer activities are important. We'd like to know that the future physicians are service-oriented, and so you can get involved through your church or hospital volunteering or community service projects. We also use those activities that you find important to tell us a little bit about your teamwork, your dedication, your interests outside of science, and your commitment to helping others. Now, the college application process can be a tough one, and of course, you'll all have to get into college before you apply to medical school. So do your due diligence on finding which schools interest you the most. Look to see if the intended major of yours is a strength of the school. Look to see, do they have pre-med programs or pre-med advisors if you're already serious about pursuing medicine. Try to visit campuses if you can. I understand the pandemic has limited a lot of in-person visits, but look to see if the campuses are in areas where you really feel like you can thrive during your 4 years of preparing for medical school. Make sure you practice for the SAT and take it, and consider taking SAT 2 tests in subjects that you know you have mastered quite well. Now, your college application is going to be your way to communicate to colleges, your personality, your passions. And so I always recommend that motivated students keep a journal of the things that interest them and the activities in which they're involved. It's important that when you learned a really amazing lesson, or even a negative one, that you can talk about that in writing or in an interview in a sophisticated manner, and sometimes jotting down just a few notes about what happened to remind you and jog your memory is quite helpful. Also, keep a list of people who will write good letters of recommendation for you. When you do ask a teacher or a coach or someone in one of your community service projects to write a letter of recommendation, please do so in a professional manner or in writing. Make sure that you provide all the necessary paperwork, or more likely links on the computer, and the deadlines. Make sure that's clearly outlined so that nobody gets your letters in late. And then once they have submitted the letters, please write a thank you note. Now, when you get to college, choosing a major is an exciting part of your 4 years. So you want to pick something that interests you. College is a chance for you to explore all that the world holds and all that academics has to offer. There is no specific major that's required for medical school. You should explore what you most are passionate about. It is true that science majors are most common. That's probably because in order to sit for the MCATs, you will have to take classes that help you prepare for them and test your acumen in those subjects. And fulfilling those pre-med requirements can be hard to do if you're delving into another subject. Also, make sure that whatever you choose, whichever electives and classes off the beaten path you decide to take, you make the most of it. It's your time to explore, and we want to see what you've learned when you apply to medical school. Now, these are the classic college pre-med courses. In general, in order to sit for the MCATs and apply to medical school, you will need biology with lab, inorganic chemistry, and organic chemistry. Now, many schools will accept 1 semester of organic chemistry and 1 semester of biochemistry. Physics with a lab, math, which is usually either 2 semesters of calculus or 1 of calculus and 1 of statistics, and 2 semesters of English, or English and a second course with an extensive writing requirement. Then there are classes that are recommended both by medical schools and by current medical students who feel that those classes really helped them to be most prepared. They include things like biochemistry, cell biology, microbiology, anatomy. Psychology and sociology do have subject areas on the MCAT test, so sometimes that can be a great place to spend some elective time. Now, when you're a freshman and sophomore on campus, it's important to try to take advantage of any resources your campus has. If they have a pre-med advisor or a pre-med club, learn what you can from the other students and advisors. Map out the prerequisite courses that you're going to need to take so that you can make sure you fit them all into your schedule and still get to spend some time exploring other subjects. And get involved. Campus has a lot to offer. Academics is one part of it, but the camaraderie, the friendships, the activities, the clubs, those are a big part of becoming a strong future physician who's had lots of experiences and has interacted with lots of different types of people. When your campus holds graduate or professional fairs, go. It's a great way to figure out if you really want to be a physician or if you might be interested in an alternate field. It's also a great way to learn about medical schools. And then I think it's important to understand that while you're having fun, you also need to keep a clean driving record and not get in trouble. Be careful about what you post on Facebook, because more and more these things are becoming important and occasionally obstacles to successfully matriculating into medical school. Don't get in trouble with the law. Felonies make it very hard to get into medical school. Try not to get in trouble at school. And if you do what you can to be contrite and learn from the experience and demonstrate what you've learned in your other activities or interactions. Don't post pictures with alcohol or drugs. Things that are against the law are a potential barrier to matriculating into medical school. And be responsible with your social media. You're a future professional. It's great that you're having fun, but remember that you're a future professional. And then medical school can be expensive. So make sure if there are scholarships available that you hear about on campus that you apply for them. You'll have some time off in medical school, in undergraduate. And so make sure that you make good use of those vacations and weekends and summers. Of course, you'll need to relax and really rejuvenate so that you can study hard. And of course, you'll need to spend time with family and friends, but also think about setting up in advance some time to do some research or some time to shadow physicians, to volunteer, or if you needed to pay for school and medical school, to find a job that can help move you along on your path to medicine. When it comes time to apply to medical school, most schools are going to be looking at several different aspects of the applicant. We want to know that you're actually motivated to practice medicine and that you've been exposed to it and you know a little bit about what a field, your future field has to offer. So volunteering in hospitals and clinics, shadowing, working as a scribe, working as an EMT, those are all great ways to get exposure to medicine. We want to know that you get involved in the community or campus in which you live. So clubs and tutoring and Habitat for Humanity, being a part of fraternities and sororities and being a part of athletic teams shows your ability to work as a team and perhaps gives you an opportunity to demonstrate leadership skills. And then finally, research. Research is becoming more and more important in becoming a successful physician and really staying current with all that inquiry has to offer physicians at the bedside. So you guys are already showing that you have one foot in the door with your ability to compete at the state level. Make sure you seek out opportunities on campus as well. The field of medicine is an exciting one, and you'll find it challenging in a way that is exhilarating. It can be expensive to pay for medical school, and so please start your path to medicine, and along the way, look for opportunities to help with the finances. There are private loans, and it's important to save, and there are some federal student loans, but there are also military service scholarships, some private scholarships that are available. And there is a really great resource online, the FIRST first at the AAMC, which is the Financial Information Resources, Services, and Tools website. The AAMC has lots of resources as well for people who are getting started on their pathway to medicine. It will walk you through a number of different steps. They call it the anatomy of an applicant that allows you to look at the core competencies that will be needed, whether you've been preparing academically, whether that you've been preparing with your experiences, give you an idea about what it's like to apply each step of the process. And what it also shows you is that medicine is a marathon, not a race. You'll have to decide that medicine is right for you. You'll have to apply to medical school, make it through medical school, hopefully enjoying every moment of it. Apply to residency, which is your post-medical school training, the training you do once you already have your medical degree, and then training in a residency and fellowship to prepare you for your career. We are interested in helping you along the way. Please don't hesitate to look up the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine website. We have lots of advice for applicants. We have lots of information about our school and what makes it unique. Please also consider watching my other brief episode about our school. We wish you the best of luck this weekend and in your future career in medicine.